My adventures with Superman. I gave a previous impressions and or slight what I thought will be brought into this series. You can check that out on the website at nicement.com. So this is going to be episodes 1 and 2, thoughts, review, impressions. So my adventures with Superman episode 1 debuts with a young Clark learning about his abilities. Years later, as a young adult, he becomes roommates with Jimmy, and they, along with tomboy Lois Lane, get ready for the day. Clark's attempt at flirting with Lewis backfires due to the store owner putting him in a bib, appearing to be shown as a big baby. Despite trying to fit in as a human, Clark continuously breaks out or tears things due to his unawareness of his own strength. The trio is introduced in Perry's office where Lewis and Clark reunite. Perry expects them to become better interns, make coffee, donuts, that kind of thing. But Lewis has different plans. Why not? Because it's Lewis. Her arrogance to appear on the front page of the Daily Planet leads him on a quest for clues, with Clark mistakenly believing it's what Perry wants. However, Clark receives a call from Perry and learns that his job is at stake. Frustrated, Clark reverts to his country bumpkin persona, confronting Lewis about her alleged dishonesty. Lewis storms off with Jimmy, only to stumble upon the front page story of the news: the armed robber scheme involving military grade robots. Yeah. Clark received a tip about the danger, rushes to save them. After faking an injury, he dons a suit to conceal his identity and engages in a battle against a giant robot. One robot. The effort and struggle he faced to defeat it was insane, crazy. It took all this to defeat one robot. He's really underpowered, even though he's a superpowered individual. The arms dealer releases more robots, posing an even greater threat. Before Clark meets a crushing fate, Lewis discovers the button that can deactivate the robots. Yeah, it had to be something like that in here. She manages to disable a few, but the last one destroys his own shutoff button. With Lewis in imminent danger, Clark summons lightning from his body and delivers a powerful blow, sending the robot flying. The unidentified Superman saves the day, leaving the trio with only blurry images to report to Perry. Lewis is determined to find the real Superman and secure an interview with him, making it her new mission. Episode 2 begins with the reappearance of the arms woman, who finds herself pursued by shady government figures. Lewis introduces Jimmy and Clark to their unofficial office. There's so many OSHA violations in here, but I'm not going to even get to that, where they can strategize and gather more information about Superman. However, Clark suddenly fakes an illness again and leaves to visit his parents and the spaceship in their yard. As Clark delves into his origins and seeks to understand himself better, he unearths the buried spaceship that once frightened him as a child. There he reunites with his real father, who shares his origin story and gifts Clark with the Superman suit. Cue in the Sailor Moon Henshin transformation light particle effects. Martha Kent makes some alterations to the suit because why not? That's what moms do. Meanwhile, Jimmy and Lois discover the lair of the arms woman and realizes it's rigged with bombs beneath the city. Before chaos ensues, Clark receives a call from Jimmy and rushes to the scene to save the day. A fight breaks out between the arms woman and shady FBI agents, figure, CIA guy, Black Ops, whatever he was, during which she reveals a suit that harnesses electricity. So she was the smartest one in the room at the time. Superman intervenes, engaging in the battle with the woman, who goes by the name Live Wire. Just when Live Wire seems to have the upper hand, the FBI informant CIA agent guy interferes, leading to an incident causing her to absorb the electricity and transform into a metahuman. Superman seizes the opportunity to grab the gem on her back and catches glimpses of Kryptonian ships and a portal. Realizing the danger, he destroys the gem, subsequently cleaning up the city. To his surprise, after he got done doing all that, no one asked him to, he's not a garbage man, both Livewire and the FBI agents vanished. The episode ends with Livewire detained and being questioned about the whereabouts of Superman. My thoughts of this so far, my initial impressions of the show since it's aired on Adult Swim were surprisingly positive. Too positive, despite the station's history of airing edgier shows like The Boondocks, Venture Brothers, and the Aqua Teen Hunger Force. This DC show is quite tame and almost kid-friendly. Adult Swim may have a potential hit on their hands. The show invokes nostalgia for the 90s Superman the animated series, but with some noticeable differences. Perry job threats for the characters may not be a recurring theme since it's hard to find young people willing to work for a newspaper at a time when social media dominates. However, it's more believable for Lewis to be an influencer or have her own news blog, in my opinion. While the race swap character of Black Jimmy Olsen doesn't bother me, it would have been preferable if he and Black Melanated Perry were distinct characters with separate names. I genuinely hope the show develops its own unique lore and flavor and doesn't become a mere clone of the Superman the animated series, but in anime form. Based on what I've seen so far, Clark possesses lightning abilities, his father speaks a different language while wearing an eye patch, and Lois Lane has a tomboyish appearance. That's enough to pique my interest. The episodes are definitely worth watching, and I recommend checking them out. Episode 1 and 2 so far get a rating of 5 out of 10.